With Canada's ongoing economic crisis, a government that is a dictatorship, and the cost of living going through the roof, many people are asking, is it time to move back to Serbia? And today, we're going to be talking about that. So it's not a secret that Canada is in complete decay. It's in a complete decline, and things are not looking good for the foreseeable future. So one of the reasons that we left Canada a while back, that's why we are seeing a lot of people just having a mass exodus out of Canada, regardless if that is to the United States. Not that I think that's any better, but you're seeing a lot of people going back down to Mexico. You're seeing people leave for parts of Europe, and you're seeing people coming back to Serbia. And today we're going to talk to you about what is the main drivers of people leaving Canada. Why are we seeing a huge influx of people coming back to Serbia where they once fled from back in World War II, back in the 90s when they were bombed here, and now after many, many years are returning back to Serbia for a better life rather than staying in Canada because, again, it's not what it once used to be back in Canada. Now, not to mention that they have a huge dictatorship when it comes to the government. Justin Trudeau has done a number on that country. That government has spent more in financial debt than all prime ministers have combined, which speaks volumes as to why Canada as a country is seeing inflation at a record high, even though that the government's saying that there is no inflation. The average house in Canada is $700,000, which tells you that people are not going to be able to afford a home. The average pay in Canada is about $75,000 per couple, and so looking to own a $700,000 house to build up that 10, 15, 20% of down payment to be able to just get a mortgage is going to take people years and decades if they ever can even save up that money because, of course, they have other things that they need to spend money on. Now, if they're not going to be able to purchase a home in Canada, you might be thinking, okay, well, let them go and rent. Well, rents in Canada all across is on average about $2,000 to $3,000 per month. That does not include their utilities, their groceries, feeding their children if they have any, and feeding themselves, plus their car maintenance and obligations that they have to put gas in to get to and from work. And God forbid there were any sort of unexpected expenses when it comes to living life in Canada. Even though that you do have a free healthcare there, the healthcare is not the greatest. People are seeing longer and longer wait times to see a specialist, to see a doctor, and to get subpar treatment when it comes to their healthcare providers. Now, on top of the $2,000 to $3,000 per month on their rent, that is only for a small 1 or maybe 2-bedroom apartment in a major city. Now, if you were to go outside of the major cities, of course, you can find rents that are much lower, but of course, there's not much economic prosperity there as well. Much like here in Serbia, you are seeing people that are not staying in the villages. The younger generations are coming into the bigger cities, Niš, Kragujevac, Belgrade, and Novi Sad, because there is more prosperity, more opportunity here in these larger cities. And of course, if you are a digital nomad, you could work in Canada, but why would you with what kind of weather they have there? Now, with the childcare that they have in Canada, yes, we have a pretty good system when it comes to childcare if you do have 1 or 2 children. But again, that comes at a skyrocketing price. The average price for childcare in Canada is about $2,000 per month per child. And so would it make more sense to stay at home and not go to work and take care of your child? Or do you go to work and maybe make an extra $500 per month and then putting your kid in childcare? These are things that a lot of Canadians are struggling with and not sure where to turn to. Now, people here in Serbia might think that there is a huge job market in Canada. However, a lot of these jobs are not there anymore. The true Canadians that are living in Canada are struggling to have a job. Why? Because they have let in the floodgates open when it comes to immigration. I believe last year alone that they let in about 1.2 million immigrants into Canada. And of course, these companies that are hiring the immigrants coming in, they are paying them lower than the average hourly wage. Plus, they're getting subsidies from the government to hire these immigrants, and people who are in Canada, born and raised, or have children there that are born and raised, they are not getting those job opportunities. I know firsthand that as an electrician in Canada, I worked in Canada for 15 years as an electrician, well, longer than that, but at my 15-year mark, I got my electrical license, and there's an individual that came in from India to Canada, and he was only there for 6 months, wasn't able to speak any English, didn't know how to use basic hand tools, yet somehow he was able to obtain one of the hardest electrical license to obtain in the world, which is in Canada, which has some of the strictest electrical codes in the world. Somehow he was able to come in there, and I had to teach him these jobs. And this is one of the examples that many Canadians are seeing every day of their lives. Their jobs are taken by people that are not qualified to do the jobs that they are hired for. Now, when you compare that to life in Serbia is much more affordable. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is anywhere between $450 and $740, anywhere between Belgrade and Novi Sad. Those rents will be going higher. But of course, if you are looking to return to Serbia, you more than likely have some sort of property that was passed down through your family that you can simply renovate or get up to certain living conditions and move in there and move into that house and live a much comfortable life. The groceries here in Serbia are much better. They are affordable, they're fresh produce, and you can pick that all up at the farmer's market. Even at the grocery stores, the food is much healthier than what you would find in Canada. We do not have GMOs here in Serbia. We do not have lab-raised meats here in Serbia. We are not pushed to eat bugs here in Serbia. You are able to eat a really balanced diet, a really healthy diet, and affordable diet as well. You don't have rows and rows of cereals like you do in Canada. The utilities, dining, and healthcare is very affordable. Again, I believe I mentioned it in one of our previous videos, and you can obtain all this information in our relocation guide that we released about a week ago, and that will lay all this out. And this is not only for people looking to relocate to Serbia, but also for those that are looking to move to Serbia and not know what to expect. You can purchase our relocation guide online. I will leave the link in the description of this video, and you will find a complete package of A to Z of what to expect, what the cost of living is when it comes to utilities, to dining out, to private healthcare insurance that you're more likely going to want to obtain rather than going into the public sector, especially if you are a foreigner. But, going and getting your utilities paid here, I believe we pay what is equivalent to about $50 Canadian per month in our utilities. That covers our electric and water and the cleaning of the building as well. We also are able to go out and eat at a high-class restaurant for about $20, $30 equivalent of Canada. Now, that is significantly cheaper, but you also have a lot of lifestyle perks when it comes to moving back to Serbia. You have a slower pace of life here in Serbia. In Serbia, they really have figured out the work-life balance, in my opinion, and many of the other people that have moved from abroad to Serbia. They, in the West, we have this go, 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 always on mentality where you're working, 12 to 16 hours a day. It's almost a flex to work as much as you can and then go home, sleep, and do it all over again and do that for 40 years. We're here in Serbia, work is almost second nature to actually enjoying your life, which is much better. Another one is that you have stronger community bonds here in Serbia. So if you're looking to move to Serbia, you can reconnect with extended family, friends that you used to go to school with or that you used to hang out with before you left, and you have much better relationships within the community that you're living with. I know, for instance, a place that where my parents live right now in Canada. They've been living there for 35 years, and they're lucky if they see their neighbors twice a year, and they're lucky if they even say, hello, how are you doing, and not even mention having a coffee, because I don't think one neighbor has stepped into the other neighbor's house in all of 35 years. And that's not just an isolated incident. That is all across Canada. And the other perk is that you're going to be having that reconnection with the Serbian culture, where in Canada the culture is a mishmash of everything, and it's actually going downhill, if you know what I'm trying to say, when it comes to certain ideologies down there. Now, what are some of the trade-offs? The advantages of living in Canada, and the only one that I can think of is the administrative processes. In Canada, you can actually go somewhere, get the information you need to find out, whether that is purchasing a house, some sort of legal processes, registering a car, getting your health care taken care of, getting your passport, whatever it is. It's a very streamlined process. And that's something that we do for our clients here at Relocation Serbia, is that we streamline the processes, because a lot of our clients that have come to us have hired lawyers here in Serbia, found out that they weren't getting the service that was needed in an adequate period of time. Where you come with us, we are able to facilitate more of a streamlined processes, let you know what documents you need to do, what you need to do, and how you need to do that. And other than that, the advantages in Canada's, I don't see any other ones. The healthcare system I mentioned is completely out to lunch right now. The education system, they're teaching, kids how to be cats and dogs, and how not to offend people. So I don't think that's something that can be very useful in life. The jobs, I mentioned that. And again, I've mentioned in previous videos, we have a huge drug problem in Canada, where kids cannot even go out to playgrounds anymore, because there are people that are simply doing drugs out in the open. Now, what are some of the advantages of moving back to Serbia, or for those that are looking to move to Serbia? Well, like I mentioned, you have a lower cost of living, which is going to reduce the stress levels that you have as an individual, and you're going to be back to that family-oriented lifestyle. And many of the Serbians may push back on this next one, but there are a lot of career opportunities here in Serbia. There's a lot of work if you just simply want to go work at a cafe, or if you want to run a business, and everything in between. Serbia actually this year has had the largest growth in all of Europe, including the EU countries, where they had a 4% GDP growth just this year alone. And that speaks volumes as to what kind of opportunities that you can have for yourself or for your children if you're moving here to Serbia. Now, is moving back to Serbia right for you? Do you value career growth or a simpler life? I'd imagine that you would. Are you prepared for some of the unique challenges that Serbia has, such as the administrative processes? But if you purchase the relocation guide, that could help you. If you hire us to help you with your processes, that'll help you. You don't have to worry about that. We'll connect you with individuals who can help you with the language barrier as well, and reading and writing of the language, and we can facilitate that. The challenges are not that big as long as you prepare for that or have someone in your corner to help you with that. And would it truly make you happy to have that career growth and that simpler life? Moving back to Serbia for myself has never been a better decision for me and my family. You could come here, start fresh, start in Serbia like our logo goes, and actually make something for yourself in your life. You can come here with absolutely zero, like you've seen in one of my previous videos. I interviewed Julian, who came here in his late teens, and now he's bought a house. He has a family going on. He's got vehicles. He's got other things in the woodworks. That's something that you cannot obtain in Canada. Maybe once upon a time in the 70s and the 80s, and I'd even go as far as the 90s. That was something that was obtainable for people in Canada. However, times have changed. The world's not the same anymore. And so my thoughts would be that it is a great time to move to Serbia. Please share your thoughts and comments about returning to Serbia. Do you plan on returning to Serbia? And if you're not, what's holding you back? And again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us get out to the people that need this information. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.